Welcome, Kemp Toastmasters. Conflict resolution. What a topic to talk about. You look around, if you've been living, people know what conflict is. It's every day in life there is a conflict. Tomorrow we could be having a conflict with getting to work because of the weather. It's all around us. And especially when you involve human beings in a scenario, two human beings, that is a dynamic that could be very hard to solve and do this. And I find it interesting relating to people and getting along with people. I wanted to write books, how to get along with difficult people, or other words on this. But big thing in resolving conflicts is I'm going to experiences I had just through my work life, through conflicts. When I was in the Navy, I was working for two sailors that just didn't get along, no matter what. Uh, they didn't like each other. They different types of styles, listen to the same music. So what I did in that conflict is separate them. I just separated them and and so they worked better without each other. And that is the simplest form in resolving conflict resolution. Very simplistic. The other way in resolving conflict resolution, and I'm taking this up, it is a 4-step process, and it's called CARE. And the steps in it are communicate, actively listen, review options, end with a win-win situation. And so communicate means it's open communication is key in a dispute. Expressing how you feel about the situation and sticking to the facts will let the other person know you're genuine in your actions. Focusing on the problem at hand and not what the other person did will avoid unnecessary conflict. Also, actively listen. I want to listen to what both of the people are saying, which is part of caring. You got to actively listen and be paying attention. You can't just be daydreaming while the two argue, even though it could be pretty funny. So listen to what the other person has to say without interrupting. Try to be objective, then ask open-ended questions to make sure each side understands what the other person thinks and how she feels. This will give you the understanding on where they are going with the conflict. And then also talk over the options, looking for solutions that benefit everyone. Do not feel pressured to come up with one answer immediately. Bring an objective third party for ideas if necessary. And then end with the win-win situation. This is the ultimate goal, to agree on an option that benefits both sides to some extent when one party wins by aggressive behavior or when one party simply gives in. Someone is losing. And that means you get outcomes that do not resolve the underlying causes of the conflict. So now I'm going to mention a situation where I used the CARE process in real life. There was a situation where I had to choose, I was at the Legion, between one person who wanted to get rid of playing all of the bands playing, and another one who wanted the bands to play. One was the reason was financial reasons. The bands were costing money. And the other guy was the band enthusiasts, the one that likes the big bands and all that. It's fun. So what I did was got the two parties together. They talked it over on how to go about it. And open communication, which was key in resolving the dispute. The second thing I did was I actively listened. I actively listened to how the one person said with the bands that they're good and how they're bad. And I wasn't interruptive on that. I listened how the bands can be good for community involvement, getting everyone involved. But then I also listened having it too much could be costly on the financial side. Then I talked over the options, looking for solutions that benefit everyone. I did not feel pressured to come up with one answer immediately. So one of the options was, take away all of the bands. I mean, we would be saving a lot of money, but instead of paying them 300 up front. That's a big savings. The other option was continuing with the status quo, going down that road. And then the other option was reduce the bands to half, maybe a month, twice a month only. And then the ultimate goal was a win-win situation. I had the two people agree on having it half of the month, where people were able to agree on the bands playing, and also a savings for that. Both parties agreed, and they were both happy with how it was set out, and it resolved some, and the people were still friends after all of the disagreement. So this is where, if you're going to solve conflict, you really need the care, and I mean, you got to use the care. Thank you.